back. We live, baby. What's good? It's the Bros with No Host podcast. This is your host, VinceBracy.com.
Chase P, a.k.a. Chase Alamode, a.k.a. Young Pinot Grigio.
Yes.
No disrespect.
No disrespect, as always. Very happy to be back for a 9th episode. Please continue to share us on all your social medias at Bros with No Host podcast. Keep sharing those screenshots and stuff like that so we can see all that stuff and we share you out and make sure we shout you out at the end of the episode every time. But we're back, episode 9.
Episode 9.
We got some special guests in the building.
Yes.
Very excited to be here. Very happy to have you guys. Gentlemen of the 950 Lounge.
Whoop. I appreciate it, fellas.
The 950 Lounge, please. So we have
we got Kev and Rodeo.
Do you go 950 Kev and 950 Rodeo? Or just
so
Kev
many
Rodeo?
names. You could just call me Kev.
Just call him a black
Just
man
Kev.
right now.
That's fine.
So we got
That I am, yes. That will never change.
There you go.
This
Always.
don't wash off.
Stay black and die. So we got Kev, we got Rodeo. I want to get it out the way again to let you know there's some nepotism going on over here. Once again, these are our blood relatives. These are our cousins here. They grew up with our fathers again. Very happy to have you guys, and you know, it's not just because y'all are cousins, but we definitely want to show the love and appreciation for you guys, but also because you guys are doing something seriously crazy in the media world, and you know, it's something that we just starting this podcast on episode 9, we really look up to you guys.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
something that we inspire to be ourselves. So we definitely had to big y'all up and bring y'all on the podcast with us.
Well, we
Thank
happy
y'all for having us.
to be here, man. It's an honor to be here on your 9th. You still
Well,
shaking
I-
the lead.
I-
That's a good thing.
I thought he was bringing us to a trap house, man. I called, my mother's a Christian. I was like, Mom, if I don't make it back to New York, I love you. I got $42 underneath the bed.
Snap.
And no insurance.
So 950 Lounge, just to give you guys, your listeners, if you guys aren't familiar with the 950 Lounge, these guys have been on air for like 6 years.
About 6
You
years,
said
yeah.
they're on terrestrial radio, they're on TV, they're on Roku. They've interviewed some of the some very awesome people. I think one of the biggest ones that comes to mind for me, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez,
Yeah.
Congresswoman.
Yeah.
You guys, you mentioned you had Lilo Brancato from
Lil
Bronx
Brancato,
Tale.
yeah. Stokely Williams, mint condition.
Yes.
Chico
Michael
Benjamin.
Bivins.
Michael Bivins.
You had Spinderella on there at one point.
Well, she never. She
She didn't show?
She spun around. She spun
Dr.
around.
She
with
spun
the
in and
other
spun
way.
out.
Also, you had
Dr.
Heather,
Dre from
Heather Hunter
Heather
on it
Hunter.
too.
Heather Hunter.
not that Dr. Dre, but Dr. Dre
Dr.
from
Dre.
Not
MTV
Beats
Raps.
Dre. The MTV Raps.
Miss Soled and
Some
we
Instagram
got the-
comedians. You had Mr. Commodore, and every single one of everybody's favorite Instagram models has been on your show at some point.
Yeah.
Especially yours. Well, obviously, let the air out the room. Chella has been on, and Chella, and unlike the rest of the names you mentioned, were all kind of 950 drawn. I met Chella years ago before I was doing media, and she was doing what she was doing.
Yo.
And we just kind of met. Was at a bar. Willie wasn't trying to even hit at her. It was just her cousin worked at a spot. I won't mention them because they ain't paying none of us to mention names. And we just started chopping it up. And she was doing an apparel company then, and was just trying to get off the ground. And I had been in advertising, still am by trade, and we built a friendship and just watched each other grow. And it's funny, I just saw her 2 weeks ago at a restaurant. I was getting a quick takeout, and we were just kind of reminiscing, like, wow, where she's at and where we're going. So it's a great honor. It's good stuff.
And I almost forgot, you said Chella. So Chella was on one of your first episodes at one of
She was on a few episodes.
at the new space before you guys moved to a to a new
we had
location.
Chella, and I think it was
Some guy named Vince Bracy. I
Is
think
this
was on
Chella?
the show.
Guy
Vince was there.
Is
on
this
there.
Chella Day?
He's a fan. He's a fan.
Oh.
And we
That was
also
dope.
had the adult dancer Punisher for some of the ladies who listen to Punisher on the show, because I
Okay.
did a media campaign with Punisher on bus shows. That was my last media campaign. It's like, oh well, you putting Punisher on bus shelters, we gotta get you out of here.
Hey.
But then he came on the show, so that was actually our second week. And it's amazing from that to where we at now. Yeah,
That's dope.
dope.
So, real quick, just if you guys could give a synopsis, let us know what 950 Lounge is about.
Synopsis.
I know we're missing some members here. We got just a classic man, and also
Backstage
Ed,
yeah.
right? So just let us know what the show is about.
Well, basically, the show is about topics. We discuss everyday events, life events. we cater to middle age, young people of all ages, but mostly, middle aged people in their late 20s, 30, professional, because all of us that do the show, we all have more than a job, but we all have professional jobs and everything. You know?
Yeah, the show obviously is a discussion on all things relevant, and going back in our preemie days, it was called Prize Place.
That's right.
Prize Place was the original name, and we did that for about 2 years, and it wasn't always smooth sailing. And then they said 2 years in, I had got a letter from some people saying you couldn't use the name. Like, how you gonna tell me? That's my name, right? Yeah. It's a long story, but Richard Pryor had a kids show many years ago that was still trademarked. And so I was like, let's change to 950. Now, obviously, the relevance to 950 is that we grew up at 950 East 223rd Street in the Bronx.
Hey, BX.
Our father, number runner's sons, used to be in a number spot business, and anytime he played 950 and 951, the world kind of changed for us. So that meant like, okay, you might have some steak tonight, or for us, maybe you're eating KFC because your kids, or you're going to the amusement park. 950 hit, life changed. So in 2008, I started a small media PR thing called 950 Management. And it was, something I did right when the stock market had issues, and oh, this ain't gonna work. So when we had to change the name, I told Rodeo, let's go back to our origin. And in any business you have, any market you have, it's always about a name. Like they always say, like Apple was starting in a basement or a garage, right. And Amazon was starting in a garage. So let's go back. When people ask us this name, we have an elevator speech, and I said let's take it 950, because every time when people came to 950, our house when we were kids, it was a celebration, because 950 hit, everybody was around.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Celebration.
Now got a few dollars. Aunt Sissy, your grandmother got a few. Everybody made some money. So from a standpoint, let's take it to 950. And the lounge part is that when we bring guests in, we want them to be comfortable. We want you to enjoy your experience. So 950 Lounge, and it kind of stuck.
And it wasn't copywritten.
Don't say that yet. Well, yeah, thank God. But in any event, it was a growth from that, and that's obviously, I think, when we really started to get our sea legs when we changed the name. And a name should not define your brand, but sometimes it does, and it's just something that started to evaluate. Then I reached out to a friend of mine, I didn't have really a budget, and I said, look, I need you to make me a logo. She's like, what do you want? I said, I don't care. My initial thought was how the Lakers had the logo, and it's like the slanted letters. But give me something like that. And what colors? I don't care. Just give me a logo.
Yeah.
She comes back with this. Like, what the hell is that? She
like
says a lounge chair.
A lounge chair.
A lounge chair.
Now it makes sense.
Right. It didn't make sense to me either.
Now it makes more sense.
So I was like, all right, fine, I'll use it. So, and now it's, like I said, we coming out with apparel and a whole bit, and it's that lounge chair. So it's amazing. Some things just happen organically.
So we definitely want to get into more about the 950 Lounge show. We probably save some of that for the end, also, just to give our listeners a nice little treat. I mean, people gave us, compliments about our name. People told us we should change our name.
We've been debating.
I'm kind of curious, when I heard the name, Bros with Hoes, Bros with No Hoes, I was like, I know these no virgin motherfuckers up here. So I need to know who invented Bros with No Hoes.
It was a joint thing, but I think Chase had came at me with two bros with a few hoes, and I think that was a pun on Borat, I think.
Yeah,
Borat
like
movie.
that.
And I was like, my girl is not gonna be feeling that way.
Right.
Straight up. So you know what I'm saying?
So
I was
we debated for a while,
Word.
and then after a while, it was just like, all right, we don't want to be too offensive, but at the same time, we do kind of want to be a little bit juicy.
We on the edge.
So Vince suggested Bros with No Hoes. Like, you know what? Let's just not have any.
You know what I'm saying?
So
let's
I'm
have
glad
it.
we didn't take that approach. But it's funny you mentioned, Vince, about like your lady and stuff like that. When we first started doing the show, I heard it every day, and it was like it was heavy pressure.
I bet.
Very heavy pressure.
All these Instagram models.
Yeah, I was about to ask, like, how do you manage it with having like all these like million follower Instagram models coming in? And
again, my theory is that it's media, it's business, and when we first started doing the show, and like we mentioned before offline, is that it was just an opportunity to try to get people to tune into us.
Word.
So when we bring in somebody, people say, "Yo, I see y'all had this joint." You didn't hear the show. You just saw the pictures.
Yeah.
But maybe by seeing the pictures, maybe you might eventually say, let me give these guys 5 minutes.
Yeah, strike some interest.
And that's what we started doing. So it started to work. And then we started to get, people would think, oh, you're bringing these models, what you're talking about, everybody want to hear the conversation. But we would talk about things that maybe that model or that Instagram model or that dancer never had a ability to talk, because nobody cared what they had to say. Right. It was all their aesthetic. And,
we wanted to show other sides of them, not just the face and the body, but show the other side that, they have a brain, they conscious about what goes on, and they do have a voice, basically.
I think a lot of Instagram models do get that perception of like being dumb as fuck.
OD.
So yeah, it's good for them to come
I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna let people know 950 Lounge ain't saying nothing about somebody being dumb.
Not the views of 950 Lounge.
But that's the
that came from
Chase,
aka Bill Blass, or what? How many names he got?
Yeah, so many names. But some of that is their fault, because they put that image out there. Now I understand, again, you have to do some things in order to profit. But again, like you just mentioned about Chella is taking the approach where, like, you know what, I'm going to be heard. Right. So yeah, I have this, but you're going to also respect what I have to say. Mm-hmm. And there's a few others that I've come across that have that we know why you came for this. You came for the show, but I'm gonna give you some knowledge on the way out.
Exactly.
And that's what we did with 950. It was like, all right, you might come from the image, but you know what, you're gonna hear this. Like, we had Heather Hunter on. We first had Heather Hunter on. And Heather Hunter passionately talked about her time with Tupac and actually broke down on set.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, and from a she really still emotional, and that was many years, obviously, when she first came on. But again, it just tells the story of how you can take what a perception is and draw a whole different circumstance to it. We had Mr. Marcus on. Mr. Marcus did the interview by phone with two women in the bed with him from Iowa.
Wow.
He said, I'm just waking up in Iowa. I got these two females in the bed with me, but I can do the interview. I'm like, what?
I told you I eat turkey bacon. I go, what? Who the hell?
For the young people, explain who Heather Hunter is.
Well, Heather Hunter is...
some people don't know who Heather Hunter is.
They're running to their phones right now as we mentioned Heather.
Everybody's Googling.
Heather Hunter is actually a legendary adult actress that is actually an AVN Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But has turned her life, and it really was one of the few that had jumped into pop culture. Like a lot of, I know Tracy Lords and a few others had made that transition. She was one of the few that made that transition. I mean, she dated everybody from Charlie Sheen to Kareem to Magic, and she's got a biopic coming out. So to be able to reach out to her more than just like somebody on the show, but actually a colleague, it's an amazing thing.
But she's a professional photographer,
right?
And she did a photo shoot.
Did our photo shoot, one of our photo shoots with us.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, cool. So again, I wanna get into we're gonna save some of that. We're gonna talk about the networking and how you guys got on your
put it in the pot, man.
Got
we
on
got
your
a whole pot of gumbo.
No, I know. And y'all used to doing like 3-hour episodes too. So, but yeah. So on 950 Lounge, once again, make sure you guys check them out. We're gonna keep talking about that. But yeah, so at Bros with No Hoes, we try to run through like just some current events just to see what's going on, and then gain
a little perspective.
Leave them with some gems at the end. So the first thing that we wanted to mention.
We have to send our condolences to the people in New Zealand.
That's right.
No doubt.
If you guys didn't know, if you guys don't watch the news, 49 people were shot and killed in a mosque by one terrorist who I think they got him in custody.
Yeah.
Oh, they did get okay.
Yeah, I think they have him in custody.
Australian dude.
Australian, yeah.
So we definitely want to send our prayer. That's the thing about like prayers and like condolences. Like I always feel weird sending that because it's like, well, instead of sending prayers and condolences, like why don't we send some type of help or something like that? So I always feel kind of weird saying my prayers, sending my prayers and my thoughts. It's just like, no, like we need a real system change. Obviously that's overseas in New Zealand, so there's nothing really. And
they've never had like an attack like that before. They never had any type of terrorism.
I think their last one was in 1990. I want to say like 6, 7. Over 20 years ago, so
it just shows that ignorance is infectious.
Oh yeah,
and if you even take it out of politics, like years ago we mentioned Tupac and Biggie, you take like people, we're such sheep. We follow what people say and do, and that's the thing. Like people start to build these thoughts about, I don't like this person because they pray to Allah, or they don't pray to God, or they rap their hue is dark. And these things are such, it's like people, get smart. You know, if you slice my skin, we're gonna all bleed.
Yeah.
You know, and the reality is that it's infectious when you start hearing Shady 45. You know, in his words, people pick up. And I tell people this all the time, even on our show. It's not. I'm not. The things Trump doesn't scare me. It's the people he affects.
Oh yeah.
It's the guy in Iowa. Don't knock the Iowa, but they do have Steve King. But it's the guy in Iowa that says, oh, well, you know, if Trump can do that, I can do that at the local pubics. Or it's the person in Florida who, you know, comes out of their pocket. It's our teachers who tell kids to take ashes off their head. Just stop.
Wow.
Just be human. Be human. And again, like you mentioned, Chase, my condolences as well.
Condolences, man. That's
all you can do is pray.
That's all you can do at this point.
Yeah, man. So definitely sending up our thoughts and our prayers to the people in New Zealand.
Continue to hope for a better world.
Yeah.
And,
Let's get something upbeat.
Yeah.
Now that you
But Ryan went down like
just made us all
everybody
angry.
bowed our heads like.
He said we
nah.
have to. He said we had to talk about it.
No
so-
doubt.
Okay.
Definitely for all of our Muslim people out there.
So I guess we need a transition.
So
God.
to bring it back up,
God, go.
God. he said, God, go. All right, so
Nah,
craziness.
we need some Jesus. I can make a phone call right now.
we always get into the nitty gritty, the juiciness that's going on, and like pop culture and stuff like that. So do you want to start with the B2K tour that's going on? Just real quick.
Yeah,
just
let's real quick. Yeah. I actually had a couple friends that went to. I think they played in a garden.
I think so.
And
They went to the B2K.
K Millennium Tour.
Maybe they got free
but
tickets.
But y'all gotta understand
They
too.
got some good names on that ticket though.
But everybody,
if you care about
but
that.
honestly, no disrespect to BQK, whoever. Everybody,
BQK, what you call it?
B2K.
You too?
Back that thing up, whatever. Everybody on that tour, back in the days, is suspect.
Ooh, that's wild.
Yeah, but
That's why bum.
yeah, thank you. Who say some of the names that on the tour with them?
We got Lloyd with the baby hair.
That's right. That's right.
Who else on there? My guy, is Mario on that tour also?
I don't know who's on the tour. I don't even know. I don't
I'm
know.
just saying, everybody back in the day with the rapper
Chingy's
Chingy.
on there. I think he might have got caught up with
Yeah.
somebody.
Got
Caught up in a motel.
Yeah.
Motel
Did Chris Stokes
six.
put this whole thing together?
He's knocking on everybody's door. I know you won't let me in.
You know
Like,
what I'm saying?
the?
So
Yeah.
that was the clip that we had prepared. Chris Stokes apparently he's still related to all the B2K members.
Yeah.
So Raz B, he's still a part of the tour, but he had dipped out at one point because he wasn't with it. So I know Phoenix got
He
that.
said he
clip
was
for it.
scared. He said he was scared for his life.
I don't feel safe because I feel like Chris Stokes is around. So guess what? I'm off the tour. Amari, if you come talk to me and you want me to do this tour, I'll do this tour, but I'm officially off the tour. Okay? Oh, and guess what? I guess we're about to shoot the new Surviving Chris Stokes movie, right? So, yo, Ricky Rowe, call
If that's the
Lifetime
thing, if that's the
because I'm
thing.
ready to talk.
Social media at
He
its
said he's
finest.
ready to talk,
Woo!
man.
It makes no sense. He said if Amarion calls me, I'll come back.
So maybe
Cause he the boss.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you scared for your life, and Vince say, well, "Listen, still come to Jersey, I got you."
Wait,
I'm still like, but you ain't got Jersey.
is Chris Stokes some new version of Suge Knight or something? I don't know about.
Who knows, man?
I mean, like, look, man. I think he's trying to parlay his own thing. He need to call up Mona Scott. Maybe he wants a reality. So maybe he won't get on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood.
But Marion was on that,
Right,
You know
but-
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But Raz B been talking about Chris Stokes for years.
He has.
He been talking about like all the shit that Chris Stokes been doing. So it's all alleged, but apparently
He keeps recanting his
No
statements.
disrespect.
Though, you know what I'm saying?
If he don't, he's only a backup singer. He ain't gonna miss your ass. You want to stay home, stay
They
home.
can bring you on the tour.
I'll
Rodeo.
go
what
back
I'm saying?
there.
Shake
Got
that
to
gray
be
off your
there.
chin.
You know, yeah.
Wear a hat. I don't know a thing you say. I don't know the song. I know that part.
I'll say, girl, come on, you can sing the part with me. You
But that-
saying out this.
That's a classic version of social media that somebody's using the platform to either
Hype it.
try
He's hyping
hype or
himself.
try to get their own piece. But
Yeah.
remember, he's the backer. He's Bubba and the Pips.
He said, I saw a clip where he said, "There's no B2K without me. I am B2K."
No,
I was
there's
like,
no
I was
B2K
Raz,
without
It's
him.
like
Mario.
you guys saying there's no Wu-Tang without him. I mean, again, listen. The reality is
when
that
you a backup saying, play your part, stay your ass in the back. Because if you ain't there, ain't nobody gonna be like, hey, where's Rodeo at? You know, I'm the 8th person in the
Son.
chorus.
just like with 950. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm joking. I digress.
I'm gonna take we are in the sticks. You can take your ass in the backyard and shoot you, and nobody.
I
would
still
know.
got a phone.
There's no service.
My tracking
He be
is
like,
on.
Justin, hello.
Help me, please.
Vince be like, yo, man, 950 at his best.
Yo, son. So do we believe this guy? Like, do we?
Hell
think,
no. I don't
we don't believe him
It's
at all.
hypeness. I
No.
think it's hypeness. You
No.
know, it's hypeness because but he said if somebody calls me and tell me to come, I'll come. Come
Right.
on.
If you fear for your
No,
life,
yeah,
you're not.
you're not coming.
right.
True that,
If
true
you
that.
fear for your life, you're not even making that video. Because they still might come get you.
Yeah, because he don't know
he don't know.
who got the booty goons. Was it Bow Wow?
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody got booty goons.
Yeah.
No, it was
Bow
Ray
Wow,
J.
yeah.
Ray J got
had
the booty.
Ray J got booty goons. You know what I'm
Or
saying?
scooters.
So yeah, that whole Raz B thing is weird.
Raz B.
But
His name is weird. Raz B. Hey, Raz B, come here. Raz B, take the garbage out.
Yo,
Raz B got me impregnated.
Spread that Raz B on your cracker.
so it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like again, I think the tour is going off without a hitch now. Everything's back together. But yeah, maybe
Are they selling out?
I don't know. It's possible.
It's
I
possible.
heard some girl was Instagramming about it. I was like, why would you? You're like 50 years old. You going to B2K concert?
Well, they wasn't in that. All the brothers.
They was
in the 40s.
early 2000s.
Yeah.
So all the early
Yeah.
2000s
Yeah.
kids.
They in the
I know
late
kids
30s.
in my generation.
She was like
loved
30
B2K,
something on the way
yeah.
out, probably.
Yeah.
She was the one that was
She's
too
a
old at
cougar.
the time to stay.
Yeah.
Cougars
The one
need
that-
love
yeah,
too.
she was the one in the club still at 35.
on the video
still.
dancing.
She the one that got the cheetah on the steering wheel. You know the prince. She come in the parking lot. What's up, baby?
The fluffy one.
She was
You
hype.
can tell. You know an old player. You know what I'm saying?
She was there for both phases. She was there for the Bismarcky and for the Mario
Yeah.
when Just a Friend came back. She was like, "Oh, this is lit now."
When the high school were using typewriters without using computers.
Yeah, her daughter's a fan of Lil Yachty. I like Lil Yachty.
So we got So Raz B, he's doing this thing. He's back, I guess. So I guess that I'm not going to the tour. I think my girlfriend.
I've never really been like a concert person.
Yeah.
To be honest, I
don't
don't
like
like being squeezed up in a bunch of people.
Would you bring your
like,
lady to a concert? You said she's going, but would you bring your lady to a B2K concert?
Would I bring her to a B2K concert? I don't think so. That's
Yeah.
probably part of the reason. She's asked me a bunch of times if I want to go. Like she's flying to Atlanta with one of her friends. to
Damn,
go
she's
see.
intense.
Yeah.
Your girl is a B2K
She
fan?
loves B2K.
Oh,
Or
you're going to lose her now.
At least at that point. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Didn't Nick Cannon not be? I'm not B2K. What Nick Cannon? What's that? Gigolo? We can't talk about R. Kelly, but
word. I was gonna say because that's definitely.
I mean, we can.
So again, so these guys are on tour. We mentioned this on the podcast before. These guys are on tour. Is there any word on if they cutting out like the
all
bump,
the
bump,
songs
bumps,
that R. Kelly
all
wrote
these
for them?
R. Kelly written
No.
songs?
That's their whole catalog.
You got
What they gonna sing?
You got to listen. You got to sing. You got to play what got you there. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And the thing that we spoke about a little bit about R. Kelly last week on the show when Kev wasn't there, and I said I don't condone what he did, but I have to respect his art. You got to respect the artwork.
Sometimes
Michael
you gotta separate
Jackson,
the artist
you
from
got to
the-
respect the artwork. Prince had ass cheek pants, but you still got to respect the artwork.
For real.
I don't see nobody getting rid of Elvis music. Elvis moved a 14-year-old in his house.
Yeah,
So
see.
I'm just, again, I mean,
you got to respect the basement.
Right.
All right?
That's the title of the podcast. Respect the
Basement.
basement.
they are, I mean, R. Kelly, they've been talking about that since the Aaliyah days.
Yeah.
So
real.
this is nothing new.
So also, I wanted to take time. I didn't want to, get wild out. My girl told me I need to wild out and invite people to my genitals. Tell people
What?
tell people the
Yo,
SMD.
we need a commercial on this
So-
podcast.
Tell people the SMD real quick because we talked about R. Kelly last week.
right.
I did like a nice little parody song and stuff like that. People was like, "Oh, you out here bringing down black men," and I try not to get into like social media
Well,
beef
tell
and
them
stuff
next
like
time
that.
they tell me, do you pay your bills?
You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, yo, you know what?
Listen,
Like
he used a bathroom. He used people.
he's been out here lying in the public eye about abusing young women for all these years. You know what I'm saying? And
This
yeah,
is my life.
everybody making all these
Trying to
jokes
have
and
something
stuff.
with my kids.
I'm just exactly.
His daughter's one is the girl on the Little Debbie box.
No way.
He peed on her so much he took all the melon off
Oh
her.
my god. Oh my god.
Michael Jackson, his grave. That's all you need to do is just pee on yourself. That's why black people's hands are white on the other side, because we hold a penis to pee.
Nah.
I don't think R. Kelly had to hold his own. He had somebody for that.
Yo,
One of the
son.
sex slaves.
Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy one here today, yo. But yeah, so I
Got
just
that
wanted
on tape, right?
all the few haters that wanted to say something about you know what I'm saying, just us sharing our opinion, you know what I'm saying, about somebody that is literally a monster. Like, we could call him a monster at this point. But again, you say we still respect the music and stuff
Gotta
like that.
respect
but-
the art. I mean, it's
yeah.
a lot of people
Do you
that
really?
do things, but honestly, they are celebrities in the eye. But we have to respect the art.
I would say he's still
respect
muted for the
art.
most part.
I mean, would you still would play a R.
Not
Kelly
really.
song.
I-
You play
I'm-
R.
no.
Kelly at your wedding.
That was 15.
before, yeah.
Yeah,
I was like,
that was when he was only messing with Aaliyah, and we just kind of chalked it up. You know,
said one girl is fine.
Yeah.
But like, all the rest of these.
No, but he wasn't doing that now.
You said I do to the barbecue song.
Was it? I don't even
Yeah.
remember. That was
Oh,
kind of
nah.
a
They said, Kevin,
a
do you
clouded
take-
moment for
do-
me that day.
do
I don't
you
even know
take
how I
Renee
shaved my
as your
head.
wife. He said, "Hold on, let me just get that R. Kelly note."
I don't even know how I shaved my
I
head
did.
that day. Because I don't know if I should have been in the hospital with cut scrapes and wounds. But no, I mean, again, I don't think you should. I mean, again, it's a catch-22 because there's people who say, well, if you're gonna not play R. Kelly, you can't play Michael.
You ain't gonna be able
I
to play a lot of
hard,
people.
man.
You're
I
gonna be
take
able
it to
play a lot
another
of
level.
people,
I go Elvis. I go, to some of my Caucasian friends, Jerry Lee Lewis. I go all that because they did the same thing. But you even gotta say Jay-Z. Jay-Z's been allegedly talked. So if that's the case,
Yo, I
then
told you,
you're gonna listen to no music.
Leave me out of this, man. Me and Beyonce, we doing good right now. Holla at your boy. Why you gonna bring me in? I don't even like. Oh, you saw him. I was gonna kick his ass at the tour back in 04.
He didn't feel safe.
I'm down with you. And you gonna bring up my miseries and my pain.
All right, shut up now. But yeah, so
Jay-Z,
it
ladies
is
and
what it
gentlemen.
is. It is what it is.
Jay-Z that's left.
Yeah,
But
left the building.
So okay, all right. So we can't. Well, I still say R. Kelly's muted. You say we still playing Michael Jackson's music. You know what I'm saying? We still mess with him.
I just say respect the art.
Right.
I mean, it's to each his own. If you don't want to play it, don't play it. But I just say, but still, you gotta respect.
There's
the
a
art.
lot. There's enough corny ass rappers on Instagram. You can play their music.
Hell
How
yeah.
about that?
There's a lot. There's a
What
lot.
y'all think of Blueface, Tatiana?
Ooh.
Listen,
We-
that
yo,
I think he's
honestly,
that's
I don't know how
couple-
long he's gonna be
But a
around.
couple
I don't know how
months
long
ago,
it's
we
gonna
was
be around
out.
for.
I don't understand. This just shows you how society is. You could clown somebody a month ago, and now the following month you could be bouncing to the
Yup.
person.
yeah, like
Absolutely.
Soldier Boy.
What Soldier?
Yeah, he just got arrested. He went to jail, and a month ago he had 10
He
businesses.
had the biggest comeback.
He was
had the biggest
Jamaican. He had
comeback.
10
He had
businesses.
the
I got
big
10
comeback.
businesses. Now he's in jail. Nobody clowning him. I mean, it is what it is, man. It's just again, it's the life, the world we live in is so fast.
Social media.
Social media is
crazy.
so
man.
fast.
Yeah, it's really brought you to a level where no one has like one single path. It's kind of just wherever the wind is blowing is which way we're gonna go.
Pretty much.
So
True.
if the wind is blowing in the direction of we gonna clown you, then we gonna clown you. If it's blowing in the direction which we gonna praise you, then we gonna praise you.
Word.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's
So-
kind of hard to like even and I'm sure you guys have probably experienced this, like doing the 950 Lounge. Like it's hard to kind of stay ahead of the pack when everybody has control over, not necessarily control, but like people have their perspective and their feeling takes precedent over like what you put out.
There you go.
You know.
Well, I don't know. We were speaking something like that yesterday when I was, we had a lady on the show, and we made a comment about so many people do podcasts, so many people do do shows like this. But if you take what you doing seriously, can you be mad and pissed off about somebody else doing something that they don't take seriously
right.
because they put everybody, remember you put
I
everybody
take it
in the
serious.
I
same-
do.
in the
I
same
take it
boat.
personal
Mhm.
because again, I know the work I put in. So if somebody just tells me, "Oh, I got a show on it," and they put their $1,000 Samsung up to their face and go, "Yeah, I'm live," no, that's not the same thing. And normally I wouldn't give a rat's, but what it does is it pollutes the water. So
Yes.
now every time somebody thinks that you got a program on, just like that motherfucker that's on iHeart,
True.
So again, it pollutes the pool. So no, I take it personal because
Me
I know
too,
what it is.
and
yeah.
because it's like I know just me as a filmmaker, and I'm sure Vince as a
I
host
feel the same way
as
a
well.
host,
It's like for me, I've been doing film since 2012, 2011. I think with social media now, like there's no sense of like paying your dues.
Right.
Like going
None.
through the, you know what I mean? Like there's kids out there who consider themselves hosts and radio hosts that don't even know what an air check is.
Come on
you know what I mean?
now.
Like don't even know what, never sent the air check out or anything like that.
Right.
But suddenly, even with comedians, there's comedians out there who they do a couple jokes on Instagram, they get a couple laughs, and then suddenly they want to be at
funny.
Caroline's or
And they
something
not-
like that.
they not funny.
So
Social media is a blessing and a curse. It's like fire. You need fire for natural things to keep you warm your house, wash your clothes, but it also can burn you and kill you.
Hell yeah.
So again, like I said, I mean, I take pride in what I do, and I don't have a problem. You do whatever you want, but don't compare me to that. That's why I don't use the word internet radio. Obviously, we're more than the internet now, but I use streaming media because again, certain keywords in advertising are dirty words. You can say you can say 20 different things the same way, but if you use one word that people don't go for, it will destroy everything that you said before. So it's a way of communicating.
See, they start acting conscious, brother.
Well, I'm sorry, brother.
Gotta get into it.
Gotta bring that.
I take it seriously. I've been doing this for 5 years.
You gotta be serious.
See my teeth?
And I've been carrying you for 5 years too, but that's for a whole nother
He
day.
said, let's get it. All right. So on current events again, we gotta stop bringing these black brothers down, man. I don't know how it happened. So
let's get to some white people.
I was gonna say, you want to talk about the white people? Let's talk about the white
They
folk.
making it so easy.
Talk about the white folk. All right. So
What about the scam, the college scam?
that's
that
what it
that was
is.
our next topic.
Lori Laughlin, is that Lori
Lachlan.
Lachlan.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that's Shorty from
Fuller
House,
House, yeah,
right?
Fuller
And
House,
also Felicity Huffman. I can't remember where she's from, but
Desperate
her husband,
Housewives.
that's what she's
Yeah.
from. And her husband is William H. Macy also. So
And
they
Laurie
Yeah, the clothing designer.
is like some
Yeah.
Thai designer or something like that.
So what is the situation with them? They were trying to get their kids into a school. I was told they put up like over
So this is-
$500,000 to
So
get.
this is what they were doing. The scam was the dude, I forgot his name. What's his William Singer.
Yeah.
So he
He
would,
like the SAT plug. and
yeah,
shit
he was kind of like that plug. So what he would do is
He wasn't
say,
coming to the hood.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Let's get some.
Shit, he should have helped me with my
yeah,
SAT.
bring me into school. Come on, man. So what he would do is he would go to these schools, top schools, Division I schools. USC, I think, was one of the biggest people, and say, hey, listen, we're gonna put you. We're gonna market you as an athlete, even though you don't play sports. I know Laurie's daughter was like, they put her on the crew team, but she wasn't part
That's
of the crew.
wild.
She never rode crew. So they market you as a sports team, as a athlete to get you in the school, and then he'll just take the money off the top. You know, he'll say like, pay me $500,000, and I'll create like a fake profile. I'll create a fake resume, everything to say that your daughter or your son plays basketball, rows crew, plays any kind of sports, and we'll get them in the school
Some
under
bullshit
as a
sport too that nobody's gonna check for.
Exactly. We'll get
all
them
you
in
need is
school.
a picture of yourself holding whatever you use for the sport and shit. Like
We'll get you in through the athletics program, and then that's how they did it. That's how they ran the scam.
that's wild, man. That's wild. I know we got a clip for that, right?
Very serious. We're dealing with mail fraud, wire fraud, conspiracy to commit these crimes. And what you have here are two schemes. You have the cheating, that is the test taking or the paying for others to take the test, the scoring of the test. And then you have the one that's really complicated, which is showing that your children are athletes when they're not, so that they get in, as they put it, through a side door.
Since the kids didn't know about it, a lot of the kids, do they still get to stay in school?
Yo,
First of all,
that's-
I would have loved to be one of those people that got paid to take the test.
My hell yeah.
You'd have failed. You
Oh,
wouldn't have got the score that you wanted.
You would
but-
have to, yeah. You'd have to have the wherewithal to be able to do
See,
it.
the issue with this is not. I
Shout
mean, this
out
has been
Gail
going
again.
on for years. Like, you slide a couple of dollars to the library fund, and a new library gets put in your name, or
Yeah.
you get some money for a new athletic facility. But the issue with this is the wire fraud. They weren't even looking for them. The FBI wasn't interested in this. They found the guy. He was doing some wire fraud, right? Singer, and then that's when they found the money. Because obviously, like anything else, when you funding illegal activities, where's the money?
The money trail.
The money
always
trail. They're
leads you
like,
to other
oh
things.
shit, look what we found here.
It's
And-
all in the school.
and they found some major names, like I said, Olivia Jade and
Avon Barksdale, yeah.
That's the same thing. She, Clay Davis.
Yeah.
But that's what they found. And again, like I said, that's the part that's the issue. And like I said, It's going to take some people down. I don't think they're going to jail.
They're not going.
They
They
too
said
white and too
they said
rich.
they might.
going.
They said they might. This is the largest college admissions scandal ever.
And Paul Manafort is supposed to get 40 years too. I
Wow.
get it, but they're not going to jail. But what it does is, in the court of public opinion, it has hurt their brands and me. Like she lost Fuller House.
Yeah.
They didn't want to
She
talk.
was,
She's off the show and
She
stuff
was the
now.
MILF on the Hallmark Channel, the woman next door. Everybody wanted to live next door to. She's off of that.
Her daughter got
Olivia
Sephora
Jade, right? So she's out of business.
Tuition is only $50,000 for UFC. I had to Google that.
I didn't think
myself.
USC was that big a deal.
That's what I'm saying. So I was like, both of her daughters wanted to go there.
Isn't
That
it?
bad.
It's like
But
isn't
they all-
UCLA the big school, the most prominent?
But UCLA to the rich and famous is a state-run school, University of California, Los Angeles.
It's private.
Right, but no, it's state-run. It's California It's a University of California. University of
USC is
California.
private, ain't it?
SC is private.
Yeah.
Like Stanford is private.
I don't know what her kids wanted to major in, but she's
No,
got to
but
have
they-
so
they
much
didn't
faith.
even wanna go there.
She's got to have so much faith that they
She
gonna.
daughter sounds want to go.
She
and
can still go to
party.
football games and wear a hoodie.
You can
and-
party
Yeah.
for free.
Yeah.
Like, they sell those uniforms. They sell those hoodies in the store.
All
You
the
could just-
time.
You could pretend like you know
I
what
wear
I'm
a
saying?
bunch of them to the
Yeah,
gym.
a lot of people.
I got kicked out of Howard, but I still want to go and buy myself a Howard University
people, I
sweatshirt.
just
You
want
know
to
what
go
I'm
to
saying?
school experience the school tradition, and they be too much lady be drunk, tore up. You know what I'm saying?
Just like my
They not
man
doing
from
that.
Men's Society. I just go to college just for the hoes. Listen, but this whole thing, but yeah, it's crazy.
The
Like,
whole thing is really, I think people, they were trying to chalk it up to like parents wanting to get their kids in, not because of the kids, but more so
it's about
for them.
Yeah.
For
And
their
it's about like status.
Status.
It's about status. You're a millionaire. You're a multimillionaire. Your kids you have the best looking kids. You have the best looking wife. Your kids go to the best school. They probably went to like some good private school when
Is
they
that
were
what it
kids.
That she didn't go to high because it's something that Olivia Jade. Now all the stuff's come out. She did a video a year and a half ago when she got out of high school, and she admits I really didn't go to school much. They just passed me, and
Because her mom got money. Her mom probably gave money to the school. And
Right.
Yeah.
Pops is the one with the load. And then obviously it came out a few weeks ago. Tom Arnold from formerly Roseanne's husband came out with this, that the husband was at a party. He's a big Trump supporter. And he was going off about how people don't earn their way and there's too much handouts in this country. And here you are giving your two kids
children,
$500 grand to go to
Come
college.
on, man.
So welcome to
Welcome
I'm
to
not talking about my
America.
daughters. I'm talking about your
Yeah,
kids.
that make you want to say something. Like, what the hell you
And
mean?
got clothes that used to be in Target.
Yeah, man. It kind of
Olivia and
sucks.
Jade and her sister are leaving USC apparently.
I would think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're getting up out of there.
I mean, I don't think the kids should be penalized
I
because
said
they
the
don't know
same
anything.
thing. I said
They
the
didn't know
same
Do
anything
you
about
think
this.
that they
I
didn't
don't
know
think-
anything?
Regardless,
Nah.
that was my that's my parents. I don't. It's like if like I said, it's like I was saying yesterday. If he gets a speeding ticket, why should I gotta be blamed for it? Because it was him. We all are
But Brody, these are not. Well, I don't know about that one, but I'm not going on that one. But these are not normal kids. This girl is making, almost $1 million.
All right there,
These
but
are not normal
it's
kids.
like the
You
I didn't know
know
she
what
was
you're
that
doing.
It's like the Kardashians
Yeah, she
too,
got a-
man.
she
Right.
acting with
Don't
Sephora.
fault me because Kim got a big ass and I don't.
But Kim is Jesus. She lay on the cross for that whole family. She
Yo,
sacrificed.
for real.
Kim sacrificed. So
For real.
you gotta respect Kim. I'm
And
not
Ray
gonna-
J can't get a job. That's a damn shame.
Ray J doing okay. But
She
yeah.
got those
So
glasses.
these are not normal kids. These are not kids like, oh, I know what my mama sold drugs. This is not Meadow Soprano. Okay, these kids knew the deal. And again, I'm not saying they didn't put the money out, but they should be at fault because obviously she
Why?
wasn't putting the work in. She wasn't going.
So?
She knew she would. Listen, you go to school,
So?
right? You've been to school, right? So if you know if I don't go to class, I'm not going to pass. But I'm still passing. Somebody's influencing something.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's half of Duke basketball.
Well,
That's true.
well, that's because they play basketball. They're bringing in money.
Wow.
Zion
Shout out to
shouldn't have to
Zion.
go to class.
Yo,
Went out and
Zion
bust out the
probably
sneakers.
def don't go to
Nah,
no
and
class.
No,
that,
this is real shit.
that exploding sneaking was set up. That didn't
think?
happen. That was
Nah,
a
you
setup.
You gonna
serious?
switch over to Big
That
Baller
was
brand?
a set
Big
up.
ball.
But yo, blow out the sneakers so you can get more with you sign with Nike. That was all.
He
a
wouldn't even
setup.
take them kids unless he brought my boy. Bring my boys and Zion and I'll put them in my
Yo.
sneakers.
That'd be
Yeah.
wild.
I got respect for LeBar Ball.
I got respect for him too because I respect him saying I don't want my kids to be. He actually said it. I think he was on a Breakfast Club or something where he was like, "Well, Nike will sign you to a $5 million deal, but they didn't tell you they just made $200 million off your sneaker, and you only getting $5 million out of that. So I respect this hustle. I mean,
I just think he run his mouth too much, but I do like.
I do respect his hustle. But going back to the college thing, I went to a Division I school, and I had classes with athletes, and I would literally see them 2 times a semester.
Peace.
That's it.
Was
Twice
you
a
in
semester.
school with Mac when Mac was up there? Was you there, Khalil Mack? Because he went to Buffalo.
No, I think he may have came. Khalil Mack.
That's now on the Bears. That the Raiders.
Oh, snap.
The DN. He.
No, I was there when he played for the Packers for a little bit. I think he may still be on the Packers. I forgot his name.
The receiver.
I think so. Yeah.
Was it Cobb?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know his
See
name
what
off the
sports
top of my
now,
head,
yeah.
but he played there.
He ain't
And-
paying us either.
No, damn right.
Also, he graduated before me, like 2 years before me. But Winston Duke, who is on the movie Us,
Okay,
he went to my school as well, so I
Hey.
gotta shout him out.
All right.
And he was on. If you guys don't know Winston Duke, he was the big black guy in Black
Where,
Panther.
M'Baka?
I would think he's black.
Yeah.
I think
Yo, dude.
Wakanda forever.
Yo, dude.
I would assume.
Yeah, so shout out to Winston Duke, man.
You must have lived, but going to school in Buffalo, man.
It was cold.
Gotta be parties. Parties and weed.
It
I
ain't
guess.
nothing in Buffalo.
Nah, it's actually a lot.
Now
Buffalo,
it is?
Well, Buffalo is a college town.
Yeah.
So
Buff State for the
but
right
we
names.
had Buff State, Damon, Canisius. We had
Y'all would go across. Y'all would go to Canada, right? Cause,
Canada
that's
was
there,
like
'cause
45
they-
minutes
right
away from
there.
us. We go to Canada. We go to Niagara Falls. We go to Toronto sometimes.
That's
Only
what
been
they
to
they
Toronto
had
like
sex
once.
in. That's all they do is have sex in Niagara.
Huh.
Falls.
The abortion clinics do very well in
in
that
Niagara,
area.
yeah.
In Niagara's.
Yeah, Buffalo was definitely. It was obviously a cold city, but like all you did
But
was
other
just
things
go.
were warm.
You would just go to other colleges. You mac with the people there. Then we go to Canada. So I'm missing up there.
Pimping was easy up there.
Yeah.
Man.
Phoenix wanted me.
Give me a hot chocolate, bitch.
Yo, Phoenix wanted me to remind y'all that Lehman College had Precious. We had Gabourey Sidibe at Lehman College in the VX. And Vince Bracey again. So.
Yes, of course.
He's graduated from
Monique
Lehman
came in
Child
one sit She threw her down the stairs. I couldn't believe it. Throw a 300-pound lady down the stairs.
You're 300 pounds yourself. Oh, she
They
was
had the
300
audacity to
pounds.
throw the TV after you threw her down the stairs. You know she can't move. Then you're gonna throw the TV off.
There was
You
a
know you
scene
can't move.
in she was in Empire. There was a scene
threw her down the
where some
stairs,
dude
too?
was like piping it, and I was like, "How did you?
Word.
How did that even work, bro?
You a
That was
filmmaker. You would know.
How did that even work?"
Action.
That was a wild
She
scene.
lost some weight though, right?
She lost a little bit of weight.
She
Word.
lost a little
Word.
bit.
She
yeah,
should
a
come run with me
little
in
bit,
the
a little
mornings.
bit.
Where we gotta go on some. You be doing your thing on the treadmill, bro.
Yeah, I see your
Yeah.
lives.
Yeah.
I see your
I see
IG
your
lives.
lives.
Yeah, the $3.
We can rebuild
the $3.50 man.
You know what I'm saying?
We can rebuild them. Yeah.
Gotta keep the health thing going. So, do you want to talk about Kyle Massey or no?
Oh, real quick.
Just for a second. Hopefully everything's okay with him. I'll start off by saying hopefully like he's being sued by a 13-year-old girl for allegedly revealing himself on Snapchat or something like that. But hopefully all this is untrue.
Yeah, what is going on?
This is That's So Raven, her brother, Corey.
Yeah.
Her younger brother.
Corey
Can
and
we just admit that everybody from That's So Raven has gone on a downward spiral?
That show is
That
does
show
something to
is
people,
cursed.
Kid actors.
I think that
man,
show is
got
cursed.
problems.
Yo.
And it just
Yo. Orlando Brown was on one.
Yo, did you see the Dr. Phil one when he spoke with Dr. Phil?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had an interview with Dr. Phil, and literally the whole interview, you could tell he was high. You could tell he was.
He was like
still high.
sweating and twitching and shit.
Yeah, he said some shit.
take your hand out of my pocket.
He said some shit.
That's something he would actually say.
Dr. Phil was like, "Oh, you know how many kids you have?" He was like, "Oh, I got like 5 kids."
even like
Didn't know half the kids. He didn't even know the name. Never seen
I
him.
don't like Dr. Phil. He be criticizing you. I'm on here to get help, motherfucker. And you in here. You know, your family is here and they ain't looking at you.
That's the Oprah in him.
Well, all your motherfuckers
That's
are
the
looking
Oprah
at
in
me.
him. That is that
I
Oprah.
hate that. Don't criticize me. I know I got a problem.
True.
I know I pee on people. I don't need you to tell the world. I'll tell them for you. sir.
Yo, R. Kelly on Dr. Phil would be sick.
Oh, that would be a rating high.
Yo.
Cause Gail, you know, when R. Kelly got all aggressive, Gail was like, nobody came to help Gail.
Gail wasn't stressed that
No,
one
but
bit.
but
No.
honestly,
Gail wasn't worried at
Let me
all.
tell you something.
He
Gail's
too old.
strapped.
Gail said, "You too old. I'm too old for you."
No, but the white man with the camera.
That's what it was.
Gail looked at the white guy at the camera. The white guy was like, when I hear black people get mad, I don't even move. The only person that came was R. Kelly's
Word.
But they
He's
get
like, let me
paid
calm
to
him
come.
down.
his confidant.
Calm
The
him
the,
down.
the actually better interviews with the two I guess the
The
house
two girls.
names, the two
He got
she
two
put Gail on her
girls.
place because she said it kind of, well, I don't ask you what you do in your bedroom.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm
She
not
got a little
talking about it.
spicy,
She got a little
yeah.
spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spicy.
But R. Kelly was in the back. I heard giving like the plane signal.
He was like,
Nope, don't do it.
Good answer.
He had the
good
baby.
answer.
He had the baby power in his
Good
hand.
answer. Good answer.
Don't hit me, don't hit me, Robin. Oh, God.
Horrible, horrible.
Bless his heart.
You know the name of the game. Your daughter chose me.
Yo, for real. And I seen some interesting videos. We can say that for another episode. But I see some interesting videos about parents, allegations about parents paying off R. Kelly or receiving money for their daughter.
really?
Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff.
yeah,
What
that
was
whole
that?
situation is still weird.
It is.
It's
What's
still
the
weird.
Boondocks did the perfect parody for that.
Oh,
week.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Putting
that-
in the courtroom.
Shout out
saying-
Aaron Magruder. That's one of my
that
heroes.
was
right
that
there.
was the perfect
Yeah,
perfect.
pen.
It said it all.
And everybody
And
danced
people still
in
ain't get the
courtroom.
message.
They still
Yeah.
They
the
still ain't
people,
get the
people are
message.
stupid.
Because the music, it's the
You
music,
gotta
man.
respect
The
gotta
Pied
respect
Piper.
it, but you got. Oh, y'all down? Do y'all know the story about the Pied Piper?
Please tell us the story about the Pied
All
Piper.
right, now the Pied Piper
Break it down.
was hired from a little village to get all the rats out their community.
Right.
Out of
When
Brooklyn.
they didn't, why you going to name a place? He said that. I mean, so when the villagers, he did his job, and the villagers did not pay him. The Pied Piper, of course, he got mad. But like, all right, he used his music.
I think Rodin
For
this really happened.
no, but honestly, you
Was
should
this
know.
Cleveland?
You should know the story. Used his music. Okay, you ain't gonna pay me. Fine, I'm gonna get even. Used his music now to lure the kids out of the town. And that's the thing. So when R changed his name
He
from
been
R.
calling
Kelly
himself that,
to the
yo.
Pied Piper, you should have understood. If you had a daughter that was under 21, beware. Because
He's
once
gonna
she hear
use
the
your music
music,
to take 'em.
yo, she was stepping in the name of love. She was stepping
So
her
the-
ass with his love.
Does that mean that Aaron Hall was doing that too? Because he stole Aaron Hall's whole style.
You know what I'm saying?
He shaved his
Where
head.
is Aaron Hall?
That was him in the
He's
video.
on
apparently.
tour.
On tour with who? By himself?
No, with Guy. Yeah.
Oh,
Everybody.
I thought you said with God.
No.
You know who's gonna be the
Gotta Ask
headliner.
Goy Velez that
You know who's
one.
gonna be the headliner if you want to tour with God.
Well, then yeah, Jesus did that one of these times.
I'm gonna shut it
I
down.
know it's Sunday, but damn.
No, I'm just saying, I couldn't be on tour with God because I'd be like, yo, he has too much high demands for me. I just can't cope.
He's like, he want all the green M&Ms. And
No, he does. No, how can you top that?
I'm not going there with you, bro. I gotta drive home. I need the Lord to come.
God, no, I'm just God gave me this mind.
Yeah.
you know?
So we done with Kyle, we done with Massey and them.
Yeah.
Right? So I wanted to save the end of the episode for Kevin Rodeo to just let us know about like the importance of networking, because you guys have literally built your show from the ground up, and like I said, you guys are out in Atlanta now and stuff like that. It's just so much coming towards you. And again, this is something that me and Chase hope to build for Bros with No Host
We
podcast.
in Jersey too now, 95.7.
9.
Oh,
That's why I handle the business.
that's why.
That's why you the businessman.
Yeah,
That's
you
why
just
he-
make the bad jokes.
WZYE.
There you go.
You know that.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Hey,
But
Word.
We got that too.
no, not yet. But no, what I would share with you guys and to your audience, I'm sure a lot of people who are venturing in this realm as well. It's just you never turn your head on anybody.
Yes.
Whether they high or lower, you always have conversations with people, because again, you never know who's who and what's what. We had recently had a young lady on the show who, again, had reached out about coming on, and everybody was like, "Well, what's the difference about her?" Realized her mother used to be a big time promoter and managed Mark Anthony, and family was involved with the Grammys. You just never know who's who. So in order to, not just for that reason, but in order to grow this brand, and with social media being so small, you always turn over every stone, and engage in every conversation, whether that's just online or whether that's an email or text. Engage in that, because again, you just never know where it's coming from. So always be a sponge, and always engage, and always continue to get better and improve what you're doing.
Yes.
Rodeo, you want to give him something dumb?
Well, cross at the green, not in between. Nah. It's just the fact that when you do anything, podcasts, radio, TV, you're gonna meet people that ain't about nothing, but you're gonna meet people that are about something. So my advice to anybody is that don't have a closed mind, have an open mind, and listen to what people talking to you. Some people talk bullshit, but some people are giving you some knowledge that you definitely could follow. I think we all have followed somebody at one point to get to where we at today.
Yes. Quick story with that same formula in mind we just talked about. Back in 1988 on Arsenio Hall show, Ice Cube was on. Okay. Ice Cube was a guest, and he was having issues with NWA and looking to branch out. There was an intern by the name of John Singleton that was at SC. That was a movie intern on the Arsenio Hall show, and he came to, he snuck into Ice Cube's studio back area and said, "Yo, I'm gonna have you in my movie." He's like, "Who is this? Get out of my dressing room." A year and a half later, Boys in the Hood happened. That set off Ice Cube's career.
That's dope.
Right, but they started recording in 89, 90, and that started his whole new career.
And we still ain't find Ricky's killer.
Yo,
Ricky!
My man dipped.
So again, that just goes to show you never know where it's coming from.
But how do you like, because you were talking about, taking advice from certain people, like how do you filter through like the people who are just spilling bullshit and the people who are actually
that's hard for
you. You just said it. You filter.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, you smart guy. You guys.
Yeah,
know
you went to Buffalo.
Yeah, Buff State. No, you talking about Buff State. You was hanging at Buff State. But when somebody's feeding you a line, and even if you think that is BS, sometimes it's worth hearing to protect you for the next go around.
Future endeavor. And also, I always say, person that can be talking nonsense, at first they may not be talking nonsense, and they just start talking that gibberish stuff at the end. So you could take what they saying and just use certain things they said to approach that maybe you want to do. Like I say, cross the green. Now, if I cross in between, I may get killed. But if I talk across the green, it's a chance I may live. So you just take the two, basically.
Now,
thank you, my brother.
The more you know.
Thoughts of the day.
Now, obviously, you
Brought
guys.
to you by Rodeo. Sponsored by Dove, the soap of choice. Black people do use
Dove ain't kicking in.
I use Dove. I use it, for a little bit of back rubs.
You probably still use Wild Country soap from Avon, right?
Wild Country.
You know what? No, honestly, let me think about it. I know somebody that at this day, Avon sells some nice products.
I was about to say, I feel like we all know somebody that sold Avon.
My mother.
Everybody's mom.
My mother sold Avon. She had that.
Avon.
She had that Courageous Cat bag.
But she wasn't good at it.
I know people like who the fuck is Courageous Cat?
Because we got all the products, the Wild Country tonic and bath powder. Like, what the hell is this?
Yo, every like family gathering, Thanksgiving, Christmas, there was always that one aunt that came over with the Avon
with the
booklet. Yo,
did Auntie Mounds sell Avon?
Hell no,
she might have.
She ain't sell no Avon. That's a disrespect. She'll slap you for that.
Nah, she's somebody.
My mom
wasn't
definitely,
her.
My mom definitely sold Avon for a little bit.
Yes, that's who
My
it
mom
was. Your
definitely
mother.
said.
Bless her heart.
So she had that
Yes.
Courageous Cat bag.
I don't remember.
I know somebody like, who the fuck is Courageous Cat?
Yes, I remember her. Yes.
No, Felix the cat. Never Felix the cat is the one that had the bag.
You
knew
older
Felix
than
the
me.
Oh
cat.
my God.
I saw some. In fact, Supreme had a shirt with Courageous Cat on it.
Who's Felix the cat?
Felix the cat. Remember Felix the cat?
No,
The one that was the cat.
Ain't nobody in this room know who the fuck you talking about.
Well, Google it.
Even
Google it. It's like Google might say, "I'm gonna take a minute to look at it." It'd be like, "Yo,
we don't have enough time
Okay,
with podcasts
old school,
about Felix the cat.
Yeah,
Felix the
Felix
cat.
the cat. You see his bag?
yeah, I seen that. I know Felix.
That was the
Remember
magic.
Felix?
I'm young, but I'm
that
old.
was the magic bag. That bag had crack, cocaine,
Wow.
anything you wanted. That bag had.
Was he Heckler and Jekyll?
That bag had everything. That's why they call it the magic bag.
The magic bag.
Puff.
Felix the cat.
It had everything.
No, you would know.
That's right.
Hanging out in them number spots in Harlem.
Yeah, the fuck what? Now we gonna go to the number spot. Number spots had bags too.
I have plenty of bags.
I want to get another. I want to get some more gems from you guys real quick. I
Yeah.
know we got to get up out of here in a little bit.
Sure.
If there's any, I don't know if y'all want to talk about like any mistakes that y'all made, but all right. So just from an example, what I'm trying to get at. Like I said, we're trying to grow ourselves also. You know, I work with I host a lot of music events and stuff now.
Yeah,
so,
I see you doing the thing on Monday.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I got a lot of like rappers and stuff hitting me up and say, "Oh, we got to work. We got to link. We got." I'm like, I'm a host. I can't necessarily.
DJ Drewski.
You know, Drewski from Hot 97. Shout out Drewski.
Did he get married to homegirl?
Not yet.
Oh,
not yet. It's coming.
He took his Benz back.
It's coming.
You never asked the gem.
What?
I don't know.
Hell, but Drewski ain't here today. I'm gonna be on here eventually.
Doesn't he live in Jersey?
He does.
We got to get him on. We got to get him on.
I'm gonna see if I can have Drewski on here one time.
We gotta get him up.
Word. You know, we're doing big things out here. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta blow
let's
it
get
up.
him a Heineken. He'll spill all his.
Don't he like black women?
Yeah, that's
And they
right.
bring a sister here.
you
Bring
go.
one of those models. And
He's already committed, man. He brought the girl.
Everybody's got a hook. Everybody's got a side piece.
Until he take back the Benz, he's still committed.
Everybody's got a side piece except me.
So,
But go ahead.
any advice, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about maybe in terms of we already talked about the network. Network. I always say your network is your network.
Right.
Your network.
Right.
Network.
Yeah,
network is your net worth.
That's right. That's right. That's what I always say.
Oh, I like that.
So like any things again, maybe mistakes that you guys would have made, or maybe
it's a
things
lot.
that
A lot of
would
mistakes.
in general, like, and I want to, because our listeners, I'm saying from all different fields. So anything that you could offer to anybody in terms of growing yourself and building.
I blame
your
my
brand.
daddy for that one, but you know.
Probably was a
Alberta,
midnight.
please. I said Alberta.
That was a midnight nut, I'm sure.
So
But
building a brand, yeah.
what I would say on to avoid is when people tell you who they are, believe them. We've had people very close that they show who they were, and I didn't want to believe it.
Yeah.
Believe what people tell you they are. Number two, once somebody burns a bridge with you, let it stay burnt. Do not go back. You can forgive, but you don't forget. Because if somebody is willing to, there's always sequels. Don't be a sequel to somebody who tried to hurt or defame you. And number three, continue to stay strong.
Yes.
Now, you guys obviously have a bond beyond this microphone, but just stay strong. Obviously, it started with me and Rodeo, and it's grown to other people. They've become empowered to the same thing we started 6.5 years ago. So they built that bridge. And just with you guys, just stay true.
Stay true to your brand. Don't, sometimes people start things and then they want to venture to do something else. If you true about what you're doing, stay focused on what you're doing. Because you got people, say no names, that doing like 18 different things, but they don't focus on the thing that they really want to do. Stay focused to what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of y'all because
Thank you, man.
y'all doing something that that y'all love to do. And I don't even call this a job. I think that, when you do something that you enjoy to do, it's not a job. I mean, everybody at the end of the day want to make something and break bread on the table. But if you love what you're doing, it's not a job.
It's got to be a passion.
Damn right.
It's got to be a passion. And last but not least, to add to that is, again, just continue to grow.
Yes.
Never feel like you've got to a point where you've mastered everything. Always, there's always something new to learn. Because once you stop learning, you die.
Yeah.
And in this business, if you stop learning,
don't think that because you got to a certain level that okay, I could chill now.
Never.
Nah, you gotta stay focused because there's always somebody behind you ready to pass you.
True.
right? And do it for yourself. It's if you like what you're saying, somebody else will. Like a lot of people try to appease other people before they appease themselves.
Yeah.
If you like it, it's dope. Then go with it.
Yeah.
Dope.
And that is my public service announcement for today.
There you
Brought
go.
to you.
Yes, hey.
Brought to you by
The good friends at National Lounge.
the Man Brand.
The man.
It will if you have ashy knees or
Then
ashy
keep your pants
back.
on.
Ashy back.
Ashy
Dove.
back.
Thank you so
Dove will
much, man.
definitely-
Yo,
for
thank
all
you
that-
Can I give a
guys for coming
shameless
in.
plug?
No, I was getting ready
Oh,
to get
okay,
to
I'm
the,
sorry. I'm
that was,
sorry, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
That
You're
was
professional. I
the
apologize.
shout out. So I just wanted to thank you guys again very much for being
Thank you
here.
for having us.
Thank us.
man.
No doubt. Thank you for having
Rodeo
us.
and Kev at the 950 Lounge Show. Please make sure you guys check them out. So we call this section the Yout Out section, right? So
You
gonna
guys shout
throw- you gonna throw us out now?
Y'all
Where?
could, this is the point where we just like to shout people out. First of all, tell them
Good
where
or
we can
bad?
Good. I mean, if somebody did some fucked up shit to you,
usually good.
let's shout out to
That
shout out to
rodeo
Shorty
starting
for
something in here.
standing me
Good
up
or
on a
bad?
date.
Good or bad?
No, but definitely tell the listeners where they can follow you and stuff like that.
Well, again, you can reach 9 Feet Lounge on multiple platforms. first off starting our
We
website.
gonna have our app coming up.
Could you shut up? Let me do this. Let me handle the heavy lifting.
Oh, please.
www.950lounge.com
Lift
is our website. You can catch us on iHeart. Search 950 Lounge anytime, any place. You can catch us at WZYE 95.9 FM, Essex County, Brooklyn, Staten Island, every Wednesday and Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 noon. You can catch us on CB Radio every day starting this week from 12 to 2. And you can catch us at WRN Radio, 1620 AM in the Lehigh Valley, every Saturday from 10 to 12.
And thing is that if you have iHeart, just search 950 Lounge.
I just said that.
Oh, you said
You mentioned Roku?
I was getting ready to say that.
Yeah.
When you mentioned it. And obviously Roku on demand on the Hot Noise channel.
Hot Noise.
Search Roku, Caribbean Buzz TV. Big shout to, if it wasn't for these guys, it would be no 950 Lounge. Big shout to Eric Jones at WRN, Nigel Baptiste from CBTV, A.R. Gresham, excuse me, not A.R. Bernard. A.R. Gresham.
Jesus.
Yeah, not him. A.R. Gresham from Hot Noise in Atlanta.
Even people.
My man,
in the back.
Damon Williams from DSN. You know, even mentioned, again, some of our co-hosts. Mike G got throw it out there to him. Ray Baxter. Let me do one more time. Obviously, our co-host, Backstage Ed, Steph Pearl, and Just a Classic Man. So, and Ryan Paul from SOS Magazine, our camera person. So if it wasn't for those people, man, it'd be no us. And that's part of that. You got Spinks here, fantastic cat that's doing his thing. So it's all about your team, man. So much.
That's what they call Phoenix?
Yeah.
I'm sorry about the record, but
I don't think he talk about the Suns either.
Yeah. You can catch me at Rodeo 950 Lounge. You can catch me on Facebook. It's Charles Rodeo Pryor. But I think I'm going to be deleting the Facebook real soon because I really
Facebook's
don't use it.
Ooh,
really don't
okay.
use it. But like I said,
That's my
Instagram, 950 Rodeo 122. Twitter, at Rodeo 767. People say I should start Snapchat, so I think I'm going to start Snapchat. And,
Really?
Yeah. I haven't, like I said, certain elements. I mean, you got some people on all these different social medias, I mean, that's great. It holds your brand. But at some point, enough's enough.
True.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to explore and get a couple more social media outlets.
950 Kev on Instagram and Twitter, best way to reach me.
And the post office wall, most wanted.
I ain't going there.
He had hair? Yeah.
That's a very old picture there. But again, obviously hashtag 950 Lounge, and I call it the best team in radio for a reason, and we're all good. So, gentlemen, thank you. Continued success.
And I hope you'll have us again, and maybe y'all
definitely.
maybe y'all come down to our studio.
We definitely gonna be
definitely
up there.
bring Phoenix with you. We definitely do a home and home and make it right. And like I said,
You down, Phoenix?
we ride with that.
Yeah.
Again, yeah. So myself and Chase, we've both been on the 950 Lounge at some point.
But you
at
was
separate
on there.
times.
You was on there a while ago.
Yeah,
a long
very
time
long
ago.
time.
They both do. They both do.
I've been on a
we
couple times.
me and my man Chase had a conversation on his reasons. I don't know what's necessary about us, but
So you made Chase. you made Chase buy the gas because you are cheap like that.
Oh, nah.
You owe me $50 right now.
Yo, son.
You said you want some shoes.
No, but don't talk about you owe me. You in the rears.
Chase, did he make you pay for the
Nah, he
gas?
didn't.
He's like, nah, he didn't make me
See,
pay.
the day ain't over yet because you still got to go back.
I'm not gonna lie. When we got there, I was like, I ain't got no money. So I
Just
need
let
a
you know,
picture
just
for
let
no
you know.
gas
and,
money.
and that's when his ass drove down to the corner and thought about
This
coming back for you.
brother, Harriet Tubman walked to meet me, so I can't.
You met him?
Yeah, he live
That's
up.
what's
He
up.
live up
Yeah,
close by me.
and
Yeah.
he didn't have
What do
to
you
make
mean
that.
Harriet Tubman walk? He lives right
No,
near you.
I'm not
You
gonna-
mean to tell me
It's their
that-
podcast.
You mean
When they come
hey,
on,
hold-
when
wait,
they come
hold
on 950, I'll bring that
hold
up.
on. Before we go, we could do one more minute. You mean to tell me you was going to pick him up, come to his show, in his house, and you couldn't have the audacity
Phoenix,
to take
time to cut
your
the mic.
little Nissan Rogue or whatever you drive
This is what I
to
deal.
go pick
This
him
is what
up?
I deal with every
Nah,
Saturday.
this is the real 950 uncut.
I don't
Play
drive
it.
I don't drive a Rogue. That's for your little ass.
The Rogue. Yeah, I forgot. He had to, yeah, I thought he drove a Rogue.
Got no goddamn Rogue.
Oh, damn. The people that drive Rogues, no disrespect.
No way.
That's
Mad
for people
random.
5'4" and under.
Mad random. So 950 Lounge Show. Please check them out. And also, Yes, once again, 950 Kev on IG, 950 Rodeo 122. 122.
That's not my age either.
That's not it.
We know that.
So let me get my shout outs out real quick. I wanted to shout out my guy, It's Young Lee on Instagram, rapper by the name of Young Lee. I met at Movement Monday. Seen him on the Station Head app also. He subscribed to the podcast. Also, he's got a new album and a video dropping on the 24th. I believe that's Sunday coming up, something like that. But yeah, Young Lee, thank you very much, boss. I appreciate you. I think he listened to like all 8 episodes in a row the other day. Dose Mill Catering. Shout out my girl, Chef Lily, and also Clive from Queens. But Dose Mill Catering is her company. She serves Queens, New Jersey, and also Long Island. My guy Tony on the
She
town.
must have been late coming here.
You know,
Sure is hungry.
She got a lot of stuff going on. She got, she make the Spanish food, Caribbean food. The stuff is delicious.
Ay, mami.
She
some
got
jerk
that.
chicken right now.
She got the coquito on deck when the season. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When the season hit.
Lily, you know you gotta come out here now.
There you go.
365 Coquito.
Also, my guy 20 on the Town also has a podcast on YouTube called 20 on the Town Podcast. So thank you very much for tuning in as always, bro. Also a cool dude from Station Head app. The What You Expect Pod followed us on IG and they said they got to check us out and they fuck with the name. Steph, King Solomon, and Maurice from the What You Expect Pod. Appreciate you guys. And I have to shout out this event that I'm hosting. It's called Music for Medicine. It's taking place Sunday, 3/24. Also from 8 to 12 p.m. It's a secret society loft in Newark. It's a very dope event in which all the proceeds, it's only $8. All the proceeds, it's going to be a concert and stuff like that. The proceeds are going to bringing water to people in Dominican Republic.
Okay.
So
Salute.
They still need water?
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the to We Are Jersey magazine, Jersey Girl, and Millie Chantal for setting me up with that. And last but not least, I have to shout out a new program. It's a dating service called Shoot Your Shot TV.
Shout out to Cass.
You know, there's a lot you could take with that name.
You know that's a millennial.
But that's really what it is. That's really what it is. So my guy,
Kelly said I wouldn't have no problem.
you know what I'm saying? Score. So my guy Cosfax on Instagram, he's one of the funniest dudes on Instagram. Like some of your favorite celebrities follow him and stuff like that. He's got a program where he's trying to make love connections. He's doing a live show every Sunday at 8 p.m. Ladies, you have a chance to secure the bag or secure the date. There's going to be $100 cash prize involved. You can follow shootyourshot.tv on Instagram to get all the information on that. That's all.
One more thing. I just also say we still have our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So you want to search 950 Lounge, and you can see all the archive videos.
And a new app coming soon.
Dope.
You mentioned that.
Dope. I want to shout out the whole hood as usual.
The hood.
Yes, sir.
Which hood?
My
That's a
hood.
lot of hood.
BX Borough McDowell.
Yeah. Shout out to the Wonder Kids. Shout out to the Pinot Gang. Yeah, man. You already listen.
What is the Pinot Gang?
Yo.
I like wine. Anybody? They call me Young Pinot Grigio.
We got to get a
so-
wine sponsor.
Yeah, we need a wine sponsor.
Ooh, that'd be
You know
dope.
what I'm saying? So anybody
Might be able to help y'all with that.
anybody who's a fan of wine, who's a fan of any the reds, the whites.
We gotta
you know,
have
I like
Gary
Pinot
No
Grigio.
Ripple.
All red.
No Ripple.
I like reds. I like
Shout out to
Cabernet. I
Ripple.
like Pinot Noir. You know
No
what I'm saying?
Ripple.
So
That's the hood. Shout out to the Ripple people. Ripple.
So shout out to the Pinot Gang. And as usual, if you have any social events, any social gatherings, and you're in need of hoes, don't invite us because we don't have any hoes. It's the Bros with No Hoes podcast. Peace.
Peace.
No disrespect, too.
No disrespect.
Respect the hoes.
Respect the bitches. Yes, sir.
All right.